let us show the graph of a linear equation using a given slope and the point which that graph passes through. So we have here A and B, so we are going to have two different graphs here. For letter A, we have our slope of 1/2, and one of the points that our line passes through is at 2 and 3. So if we're going to have our graph here, and per grid would be 1, the point 2, 3 can be located here. 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3. The point is here. This is the point 2, 3. And our graph for the letter A with the slope of 1/2 should pass to this point. To do that, we need to understand how does our slope work. Our slope is also known as the change of y over the change in x. Or in short, it is the amount of rise that is done on the y-axis rather, and the amount of run on the x-axis. But it's also very important to say that if our slope is positive, the run is moving towards the right, but if it's negative, we are going towards the left. So we just need to have additional 1 point for both here to come up with our line, because 2 points determine a line. But here, let us just have 3 points to illustrate the process. So our point is at 2, 3, and our slope is 1/2. That would mean the amount of rise is 1. So we're going to move up by 1 here. So this is the movement, and we're going to run twice because you have over 2. So again, the slope is positive, so we're moving here 1, 2. This is the additional point that is part of the graph of the line for letter A. This should be enough, but let's try to continue and add another one to illustrate it further. We're going to rise 1 and move 2 steps here. So we now have 3 points for the graph on our letter A. And now, let's come up with a line that will pass through them. So this is now the graph of the line with slope of 1/2 and the point at 2, 3. Now let's move further to the second item. We have slope at -3/2 and the point is at -1 and 0. So our point is at -1, so we have here -1, and since it's 0, so it just passes through this point. This is the point -1 and 0. Look at our slope. Our slope is negative, so please take note of our running. The rise is still rising for 3. There are 3 points for rise, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to run 2 steps. But which direction? Since the slope is negative, we're going to move to the left, 1 and 2. This is the other point on that graph. Continuing further, 1, 2, 3 rise, and again moving towards here, 2 steps. So this is our third point. Connecting them, we will have this line, and this is the graph of the line with slope of -3/2 and with one of its points at -1 is 0.